Hi, and welcome to May's Inspired Messages with me, Sue. Well, if you're looking at the alternative media, you can see there is lots going on around the world. And I think everything as we know it will collapse, and the whole world will look very different in the not too distant future. But I do think we have to hold the light, hold our nerve, and see it as something that is necessary for our survival. When I say survival, I mean the whole world is going through massive change. We can see this, can't we, on the world stage and also locally, everywhere. So the Earth is also changing, and remember that Uranus is still in Taurus. It's moving towards the end of Taurus, but it's still there. And Taurus is an earth sign, so we can expect more earthquakes and volcano eruptions this year. And as you know, we were affected here in Thailand at the end of March, and the earthquake in Myanmar had devastating effects in Bangkok, and we felt it here in Chiang Mai. And there have been others since around the world, quite a lot. And actually, I've put a link to a video which comes from Japan about a lady who has had prophetic dreams. And this Japanese lady has put in a picture book all her dreams and over the years. And she has predicted 11 events over the years. And the last one she has predicted will be at 5 a.m. in Japan on the 5th of July this year. And she's never been wrong about the other 10. She was dead on. So obviously, it's yeah, it's interesting to know. And as it's her last prediction, I think it's likely to happen. And this could be a huge seismic event, couldn't it? And what she's actually said, that a new continent will appear out of the sea. I think it was connecting Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan, making one big continent. So, can you imagine what this is likely to do to the sea levels, and not to mention, the onward effects, because there's going to be loss of life. Food might be difficult to get hold of. Lots of shelter will be destroyed, houses and what have you. And this can have a knock-on effect around the world with food supplies. So, I'm just, kind of mentioning that. I don't want to be doom and gloom, but these things are happening, and a lot of it is to do with the sun and the coronal holes. As I've watched a video where this guy explains that the sun is, reacting, in a very volatile way, I would say. So, and that's he thinks is what's causing the earthquakes. So, if we look at the astrology, we have the last hit of Mars opposite to Pluto at the moment, and that's indicating something big is likely to happen too. So, Pluto destroys anything that's no longer working, and it has no mercy. And Mars is high energy, igniting a huge energy spurge along with shocks and endings. So this is not a calm transit. So what's going to happen? We have no idea. It doesn't always happen at the time of the transit, but this is the last one of a few of the Pluto opposite Mars. And the last one, traditionally, is always stronger. The first ones are usually like a tap on the shoulder. So, what's going to happen? I don't know. It could be financial, could be military, could be more earthquakes. But as I said, it's not a calm transit. Having said that, May doesn't seem as volatile. So maybe it's a time to rest and recuperate. And I do think meditating or prayer or creative visualization, to use that for a better world is a must. And I think if everyone did it, then we can turn it around to, you know, it's been proved that many, many people meditating can change a situation. And more people are saying that what you think is what you create. So I think it's time for us to create and pray and meditate for a new, beautiful world. Um, it will happen, but we have to believe it. And I think good will win this spiritual war that we're in, which we are. You can see that if you're looking at the alternative media. There is so much, yeah, devastation and damage and horrible things going on. Anyway, the pressure we've all been feeling over the last few months, I think, will be less, not too bad in May. But on the 12th of May, we have a full moon in Scorpio. So Scorpio is a water sign and its ruler is Pluto. So it can be emotional. And, it's a time for releasing because this is a full moon. So it's a time for releasing things personally uh, with anything in your life that's not working. And also, on the world stage, hopefully things will be released that don't serve us anymore. Now, in this chart on the 12th, this full moon chart, Mercury is square with Pluto, which is the ruler of this full moon. So, Mercury's to do with communication. So, I don't know what exactly going to happen. I mean, on a personal level, there might be more rows, but I think we can expect some home truths that go deep. And as I say, we're likely to see this on the world stage as well. As I say, Mars and Pluto actually both rule Scorpio. So Mars is the old ruler, Pluto's the new ruler. So, we've got this Mars-Pluto opposition, but, I think there will be some uncomfortable revelations surfacing. The energy of the Pluto Mars opposition will be slowly going away by the 12th of May. But the aftermath of it, which is happening now, who knows? So on the 4th, Pluto actually goes retrograde till on the 4th of May till October. So this is a time for deep introspection, transformation, and reclaiming hidden aspects of ourselves. It's believed actually to be a period for examining and potentially healing past wounds and unconscious patterns. And ultimately, that can lead to personal growth and change. So look out for this again on the world stage. You can think of Pluto retrograde as a quiet, soul stirring energy that brings up what's been buried, repressed, or overlooked. So jumping to the 27th, we're going to have the new moon and 6 degrees of Gemini. I said the 27th for us because I think it's about 4 a.m. in the morning. So it will be maybe on the 26th for other places in the world. But anyway, we have this new moon at 6 degrees of Gemini. And surprise, surprise, we have no horrid aspects with Uranus. So it should be calmer. And this is a good time to re-evaluate our communication and social skills by actually questioning just how much we actually take in information and communicate in a friendly, non-threatening manner, and how we connect with others. Uh, I think is really important. I mean, I notice here in Thailand, it's so different to the UK. People can't do enough. They're so sweet. Everybody's so lovely, whoever it is. It's very, very different energy, and I think we could learn a lot from how the Thai people live. Some of them are very poor, but they're still really, really lovely, very, very sweet people. Anyway, in this new moon chart, Mercury is making a trine to Pluto, not a square. So a trine is lovely. A square is always a challenge, which is what's happening in the full moon chart. But this trine with Mercury and Pluto, it might help to transform our lives, and hopefully we may see this around the world. And as this is a new moon, we can expect new beginnings, and it's time to make our new moon wishes for the next 28 days. So you can do a new moon ritual. You can, write down what you want and meditate on the 27th or the 26th, and decide what you want to change during the next 28 days. So if you're born between the 14th of May to the 19th, you will have recently had Uranus conjunct your Sun, probably bringing shocks and surprises into your life. Now, I'm born on the 14th of May, and it's certainly been a hectic time with those shocks and surprises along the way, and some of them have been quite difficult. So, if you're one of those people, as I say, Uranus hasn't left Taurus yet, so you may have more upheaval, because that's what Uranus does. It's connected to the major arcana, the Tower card. When you see everything falling down, that card actually connects with Uranus, so you can kind of see what I mean. So, moving on to Jupiter, the planet of benefit and opportunity. Thank goodness for Jupiter. That's moving through Gemini. So, if you are a Gemini sun or Gemini rising or a moon in Gemini, you can expect some kind of opportunity, which may involve foreign connections, study or teaching or travel. But make sure you don't miss these opportunities. New people might come into your life, especially if it's on your ascendant, your rising sign. And Mars is in Leo through May and into June. So if you're a Leo, you should have the energy to do what you want during that time. So on the 25th of May, Saturn will leave Pisces and move into Aries and conjunct Neptune. Now, these two are very different energies. We've got Saturn, which is structure and form and doing things right and responsibility. And Neptune is completely opposite. Well, it can delude you. It can be surreal. It can be very airy fairy, and has no form at all. So these two in the sky may well make things that seem unreal, which is the Neptune, more stability, more stable and more real. Um, anyway, then it goes retrograde on the 13th of July and will retrograde back into Pisces on the 2nd of September. So it will then move back into Aries in the middle of February next year, 2026, and Saturn will conjunct Neptune then, and more on that when the time comes. So for the rest of the month, nothing much happening today, but the second, tomorrow, Venus, which is in Aries, conjuncts Neptune in Aries. So this can bring compassion and empathy, and it can help you, have more understanding of maybe your relationships, because we're talking about Venus, and you can maybe feel more in tune with your partner and friends. And then on the 4th, obviously Pluto goes retrograde. It goes retrograde in Aquarius. Um, and Pluto, it does appear to move backwards when it's retrograde, and that can slow down the intense changes and transformation that may have been strong over the last 6 months. So it may be that we have to adjust to what has, come to pass and work on plans, for change, um, because obviously Pluto is about transformation. And on the 5th, Mercury also, uh, it's in Aries and it's sextile Jupiter in Gemini. So a sextile is nice. So it's nice to take action with any of your big ideas, and any that you may have made on the new moon, and you can feel more upbeat, more positive, more excited by what you come up with, and maybe what you think is possible for you. So on the 6th, Venus is it's in Aries, obviously, and it's going to sextile Pluto, and emotional bonds with others can be strong, and you can be comfortable sharing and opening up. And passionate energy can be used also productively. So from the 6th, we jump to the 10th. Mercury is moving towards Taurus, and it slows down mental energy over the next few weeks and gives you a chance to get some control over your mind and what you want to focus on. Uh, you can work on ideas and plans to improve stability and security and access new resources. So, Mercury in Taurus is all about being much more down to earth and maybe sorting things out financially, seeing a financial advisor and that kind of thing. So on the 12th, Mercury in Taurus is going to square Pluto in Aquarius. So this is square, so it's a challenge. So it might be that, you have arguments. Try and not do that if it's possible. And if you keep your mind and, alert and back away from anything that's not serving you. Try to have an open mind, listen and find compromise, and try and not have those rows. So obviously on the 12th, we've got the Scorpio full moon that I've kind of just mentioned. So that Mercury squaring Pluto is, we talked about earlier, is in this full moon chart. And obviously a full moon in Scorpio being emotional can be quite strong. So try to focus on transformation, uh, work to bring something out into the light, it's a problem solver maybe. And then we jump from the 12th to the 17th. So the sun, which is in Taurus, is going to conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So there can be something maybe you want to make um, some kind of changes with. So that might happen on the 17th, and you can go for it. So it's a kind of quite an active day, but make sure you've done all your homework first. And the 18th, next day, Mercury's going to square Mars. Mercury in Taurus square Mars in Leo, both fixed signs. So again, everyone may be quick to pick a fight. It might be difficult if everybody's yelling. Um, well, just try to listen to what people are really trying to say and focus on, any kind of mental energy, channeling it into something positive. So on the 20th, we're going to have the sun moving out of Taurus and into Gemini. And obviously Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so there's going to be lots of mental energy for the next month and lots of new ideas and plans. and maybe lots of short journeys, things to do with the neighborhood, uh, your community, and you will be able to keep yourself active, and do what you want to do. And it's time really to share what's on your mind. So also on the 20th, we've got the Sun sextiling Saturn. Again, this is sextile, so that's good. So you can be disciplined, you can structure yourself, you can get lots done with anything you want to do, and you can handle any responsibilities that come into your life well, and get things done. So on the 22nd, Venus is going to trine Mars. Venus trining Mars, I mean, we've got Venus in Aries, which is ardent, goes after what it wants, relationship wise, and it's trining Mars in Leo. And Leo is about love, isn't it? So this is really passionate on the 22nd, can be very strong. And maybe you can bring the passion to your to your relationships or anybody you're connected with, or maybe you can channel this energy creatively because both Venus um, and Leo are, creative. So also on the 22nd, the Sun is going to sextile Neptune. So this is really about attracting what you want. And I think it's a time to be gentle with others, be more understanding, and maybe because the Sun is sextile Neptune, maybe you should look at your dreams. Maybe you should write them down if you have any. Maybe you could do a creative visualization board. Maybe you can do some meditation. But that would be really good use of the energy um, on the 22nd. And on the 24th, Saturn enters Aries. So this is a massive event for the year, and Saturn begins to move uh, to through Aries, and Saturn is the planet of restriction and lessons and responsibility and structure. So Saturn in Aries can show what we have to work on, maybe around who we are, and we can also move forward, take the lead, get started, get rid of our frustrations while Saturn is in Aries. It is a biggie. And also on that day, Sun in going in Gemini, obviously is going to trine Pluto, so there can be opportunities to empower you, and this can make you feel, more in control. You can dedicate yourself to what you want to do. And also on that day, Mercury in Taurus is going to conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So you might have like amazing ideas, you might have aha moments. I mean, this is basically the sign of the genius. And because it's in Taurus, it's going to be practical, so your mind can venture outside of the comfort zone, and you can be unconventional because that's what Uranus is, with your ideas and how you put them into action. And you may want to work on a plan for change. And obviously, we know there are many groups around the world doing amazing things. Uh, making lots of changes in the background. So it will be a good day to, make the most of it. So on the 25th, Mercury um, moves into Gemini, and obviously it's happy here. It's its own sign, and so this can strengthen your mental energy and your thoughts, and your mind may be quite active, full of ideas, and that's going to keep everybody busy over the next few weeks. Um, and hopefully it's a positive. It's really positive. And also Mercury is going to be sextile Saturn. Mental discipline can be high, and you can use this to finish up what you're doing. Maybe do some research and make progress, with anything you want to do. So on the 26th, 27th, we've got the Gemini New Moon, and I mentioned that earlier. So it's a good time for opportunities to do, with communicating, maybe learning something, being on a course, and something that you'll feel really good about. And I think it's important to stay flexible. And also in this Gemini new moon, we've got the Mercury sextile Neptune. So again, creative projects and ventures can go well. You can feel more inspired, and time to do that. Uh, make oh gosh, my mind's gone blank. Do a new moon ritual on the 26th, 27th. Remembering that a new moon lasts 2.5 days, so just before it, during it, and slightly, after it, it's still going to be working. And the 27th, Mercury in Gemini is going to trine Pluto, which again, if there's something you need to research, that's really good use of that energy, delving deep, finding out lots of information, being the detective, if you like. So that's quite good. And on the 30th, the Sun is going to conjunct Mercury in Gemini. So something might come to a conclusion around that time, and you could be really excited about it. Obviously, this is about ideas, and communication should be good, and you will probably feel very active. So that's the 30th. So that's what's kind of going on in May. And please look at my video links below this video. You have to scroll down and look at them and share them if you think anybody else will be interested. And look at my Facebook, which is Astrology Sue Fletcher, and my website, astrologysue.com. And, if you need me, you know where I am. And the affirmation for this month is hand on heart every morning. The new world is peaceful, and we live in abundant love and harmony. So that's quite short. I'll say it again. The new world is peaceful, and we live in abundant love and harmony. So I will see you at the beginning of June, and if you need me, as I say, you know where I am. So have a great May, particularly if you're in the UK. It's one of my favourite months because it's my birthday on the 14th. So I love that month because it's just we've got spring, and that's just really lovely. So I'm going to say, if I can switch this video off, I can't actually get my cursor on it. The cursor's going round and round. So it's a bit annoying, and I can't move the cursor. How annoying is that? I'm going to say, gosh, moving the screen up a bit. I'm going to say, have a great May. Do the affirmation every morning, and bye for now. Bye bye.